how something as foundational and life-transforming as religion impacted him. This book speaks to scholars by enriching our understanding of this seminal figure. I hope it also speaks to lay people and the educated public in revealing the promises and perils of Roosevelt's religious life. Roosevelt himself once wrote, "It is very easy to write a second-rate short account of a great man, but it is the most difficult kind of historical writing to produce the best possible short account of a great man." I make no claims to producing the best possible short account, but I do hope this brief book illuminates the life and times of Theodore Roosevelt in a fresh way to a wide audience. 1. Doer of the Word, 1858 to 1876. Religion enveloped the world into which Theodore Roosevelt was born. This was true at three levels: his family, New York City, and the American nation as a whole. The Roosevelt family that welcomed young T.D. into the world on October 27, 1858, thought of itself as one of New York's distinguished Christian families. The patriarch, Theodore Roosevelt Sr., was the latest in a line of Roosevelts that stretched back to the days of 17th-century Dutch New York. From distant ancestor Claes Martensen van Roosevelt to the infant T.D., every Roosevelt in the line had been born in Manhattan. The Roosevelt side of the family adhered to the Dutch Reformed faith, a Protestant denomination with roots in the 16th century Reformation. For many in this tradition, religion and ethnicity were tied closely together. When T.D.'s grandfather was a boy in the late 18th century, his congregation still used Dutch in its services. Young T.D.'s maternal ancestors also boasted a distinguished heritage. His mother, Martha "Mittie" Bullock, came from a line of Scottish immigrants who had settled in the American South. There they achieved some distinction, with T.D.'s great-great-grandfather serving as Georgia's chief executive during the American Revolution. Mittie's father eventually set up a southern plantation in Roswell, near Atlanta, where he raised his young family. Indeed, just how implicated the Bullocks were in the horrors of American slavery is best illustrated by their financial arrangements related to Mittie's marriage. To pay for the wedding, the Bullocks sold 4 slaves. Indeed, the North-South alliance occasioned by the Roosevelt-Bullock marriage in 1853 would find itself increasingly strained during the following decade. A good bit of information about Mittie has survived, although not all of it is flattering. She was, by all accounts, a great beauty with genuine charm and a love for society. No doubt her son inherited a good bit of his exuberance from her. Yet she was also unreliable, fussy, and by some accounts a hypochondriac. Although she conformed outwardly to the Presbyterianism in which she was raised, she seemed to have no religious fervor. "I feel very uneasy about Mittie, darling," her own mother worried in 1863. "If she was only a Christian, I think I could feel more satisfied." To a large extent, T.D. was his father's son. T.D. adored his namesake, writing simply in 1913 that his father was the best man I ever knew. If nothing else, he certainly inherited his father's energy. Theodore Sr., who was called "The," was known to drive his four-in-hand carriage at a madcap pace through Manhattan streets. He took long rides through Central Park and claimed his spot in society through marathon dancing sessions at aristocratic balls. "My father always excelled in improving every spare half-hour or three-quarters of an hour," his son approvingly recalled, whether for work or enjoyment. A good amount of the time, "The" improved his hours by neither work nor enjoyment, but by philanthropy. A devout Christian, he quickly became one of New York's leading promoters of charitable causes. This was possible because of his work with Roosevelt & Son, the family's prosperous glass importing firm. With his share of the money earned from the family business, "The" oversaw a number of charitable activities. The elder Roosevelt was especially interested in the welfare of New York's children, helping to fund organizations such as the Newsboys Lodging House, Miss Sattery's Night School for Little Italians, and the Children's Aid Society, an early version of a fresh air program that sent street children to Western farms. These benevolence